All right, hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I plugged plugged my phone into my USB hub, but forgot that USB hub is no longer powered because I can't find the cord for the USB hub. It's probably around somewhere, but haven't unpacked it yet. I'm just gonna end up getting a new one, I think. All right, so I think we were at the point where I was going to go back to where we could either push the lever forward or we could pull the lever back. I guess back this time. We're back. Yeah, sorry, Rachel. All right. So I guess we'll pull the lever back. So we'll still be with Mr. Spock, but we won't be. It won't be in a situation where we're disobeying his order. Guess who's back? Back again. Chris is back. Tell a friend. You pull back slowly on the lever. Hey Stephanie, I'm back. You pull back slowly on the lever. There is a noise like a strong wind, and the light in the laboratory turns a strange violet color. On the wall, the clock begins to run backward. If you keep holding the lever back, turn to page 83. If you let go of the lever, turn to page 94. All right. Chris is back. Shady's back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Let it go. Sorry. Let it go. So let go of the lever. Anyone else think? I don't think we're going to see dinosaurs in space on this one. We might see like lizard creatures. Don't hold that lever back anymore. Don't hold it back. Let it go. All right, everyone's saying to let it go. So the two options are either to hold. So we push the lever back, and the clock starts to run backwards, and we can keep holding the lever back, or we can let it go. Let it go. Yeah, anytime we go too far back in time, there are dinosaurs. See dinosaurs yet? Where's dinosaurs, Dad? I don't know. Connect dip switches. What's a dip? Okay, so I guess we'll let go. Let go of the lever. Oh, you let go of the time lever. The clock starts to count forward again, and the noises stop. Then, without your willing it, your hand goes to the lever and pulls it again. Again, the clock runs backward. Again, you let go. And again, you pull the lever. You are caught in a time loop, doomed to repeat the same 5 seconds over and over again until you wonder if Mr. Spock will be able to get you out of this, wherever or whenever Spock is. The end. Oh, so now that's where we see this illustration. So that's just like pulling the lever back, then letting go, then pulling it back, and then letting go, and then pulling it back, and letting go, and then pulling it back forever. It's like that Next Generation episode where they were caught in that time loop, but eventually... But this is worse because we know we're caught in this time loop forever, and we can never get out of it. That's never how those shows work. Like, they're always caught in a time loop, and then they realize they're caught in a time loop. It was like a Doctor Who episode like that, too, where they were like... I think they called it like a chronic hysteresis or something like that in the Doctor Who episode. And once they realized they were in the time loop, they had to like repeat the same actions intentionally or something. I don't know. Yeah, Bill Murray could learn some new skills in his time loop. That's true. 5 seconds, you really can't do much with 5 seconds. All right, so I guess we'll have to keep holding the lever back and turn to page 83. Oh. You hold the lever steady. The clock whirs backward. Suddenly, the rainbow light pours across the room. and Mr. Spock walks backwards out of it. The broken pieces of crystal jump off the floor and fit themselves together into a panel again. Mr. Spock reaches past you and snaps the switch. The sound and the light stop. "Thank you, Ensign," he says. "I shall be much more careful this time." He smiles at you. "Shall we go on with our experiments?" The end. And Mr. Spock smiled at us again. Interesting. Okay. I still kind of want to see what happens if we disobey Mr. Spock. We could also decide not to go into the science laboratory with Mr. Spock and go to engineering or the bridge instead. I know, why is Mr. Spock smiling so much? It makes no sense. He doesn't normally do that. I kind of do want to obey Mr. Obey. I kind of do want to disobey Mr. Spock. No, never do it. Well, then what other adventures can we have with him then? That might be all we can do. Let's see. We obey him. So we obeyed him, and then we had the option of pulling the lever back or forward. And then we did all the options for pulling it back. If we pull it forward... Oh, yes, okay. What if we try to attack the guards now when they had Mr. Spock? Try to attack them? So let's do that. If we want to stay with Spock, right? Alright. Let's attack the guards now, even though it's a terrible idea. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll learn how to use a knife, like in 2 seconds. You say, Rachel, you did say attack. I know. Attack. Page 98. The guards kill you. No. You pull out your knife and jump to attack the nearest guard. Mr. Spock kicks the gun out of another guard's hand. You reach Spock and cut the ropes tying his hands, and he uses Vulcan nerve pinches to knock out 2 more security men. The last one runs away. Wow. What happened, you ask? Where are we? Spock says, I believe we are in an alternate universe, one Captain Kirk once entered by accident. Here, the Federation is a vicious empire. Everyone in our universe also exists here, but in an evil version. You say, how do we get home? Since we are here, our mirror selves must be in our universe. We must trade places through the transporter, and for that we must call our Enterprise. We will have to separate and meet later. Spock explains that there are 2 jobs to do. He will do one, and you will take the other. The only time anyone ever says what?
Yes,
Oh, yeah. Why is he still in charge? Why is Spock still in charge? Didn't Spock go to that universe? Yeah. I don't know if Spock went to the mirror universe. Oh yeah, he did. Did he go? Spock never went to the mirror universe, did he? So how would he know about it?
because Kirk told him.
Oh, Kirk told him about it. But he never went there himself, I don't think. Well, no, he did. Right? In Oh no, he didn't. He never did, I don't think. Okay. All right. So I guess this time we'll try to fix the transporter because we've already done the stuff where we sent the message. We need a mutiny to overthrow Kirk. Yeah, I wish we could do that. Yeah, Spock should really be in charge in that universe, not Kirk. Alright, so we'll set up the transporter. You make your way carefully to the transporter room, avoiding the many arguments and fights you see in the hallways. The mirror crew seem to do nothing but argue with each other. Through the transporter room door, you can see 2 security ensigns. You know them. That is, you know their mirror selves. Their names are Black and Wu. They both have phasers, while you have only a knife, and the two people you know are very good shots. If you try to attack them anyway, hoping these two are not so good, turn to page 96. If you try to trick Black and Wu into leaving the room, turn to page 101. Should we try to attack them? They both have phasers and we have a knife. Now, we won that other battle only because I think Spock was there. Like, if Spock had not been there to do the trick, attack, Rachel says attack. First we attack. Then we get a snack. Always choose the violent option. I think we're going to trick them. That seems to be what most people want to do. I mean, violence would be cool though, but I don't think it would. Maybe if we got up like to them like real close, you know, and pretended we were gonna like give them a hug or something, and then like as we were gonna hug them, we'd like stab them in the back instead, you know. Maybe that would work, but I don't think people hug each other in the mirror universe. I think they just do high fives. So we'll trick them. Page 101. You walk casually into the transporter room. Hi, Black. Hello, Wu, you say, as if nothing is the matter. What do you want? Black says. I just heard two ensigns in the dining room say that you two couldn't hit the broadside of a Klingon cruiser, you say. What? Shouts Wu. I'll give those two a good shooting lesson. Wait, says Black. We have to guard this room. I'll do that, you say. Good deal, says Wu, and they leave. Quickly, you go to work, setting the transporter as Mr. Spock told you to do. Soon, Spock comes in. The message is sent, he says. We have no time to waste. Security is coming. You hear shouts from the hallway as you and Spock stand on the transporter platform. Rainbow-colored lights surround you. Turn to page 116. Okay. The transporter light disappears. You are still standing in the Enterprise transporter room, but standing in front of you are the ship's officers, and they are smiling. The mirror crew did not smile. Welcome back, Spock, Captain Kirk says. I was interested to meet your mirror self again, but I'm glad to have the real you aboard. Thank you, Captain, Spock says. I could not have made it back without the ensign's help. In that case, Kirk says, I'm very glad to have you back, Ensign. Somebody has to get my officers out of all the trouble they get into. Mr. Spock smiles. Two others laugh at the captain's joke. Soon you are laughing too, and you know that your adventure aboard the Enterprise has only just started. Time for more smiles. Yeah, those guys are definitely getting fired. Or, well, in that mirror universe, fired is literally you're fired out of the ship in a proton torpedo tube. So, yeah, it's like a quick burial. It's a quick funeral. All right, so I think that was everything. I think the only thing we didn't do with Mr. Spock is disobey his orders. So, what if Mirror Kirk is William Shatner? Probably would be. Oh, is actually William Shatner. All right. So we can try a different department instead of science. That would be the darkest timeline. So do we want to go to engineering or go to the bridge? So I think we did everything in the science laboratory, unless we want to disobey Spock. And I guess no one wants to disobey Spock, so we're not doing that. Bridge? Okay. One board for the bridge. I guess we'll do the bridge so we can hang out with Kirk. Valerie's like, no, we can't disobey Spock. You arrive on the bridge. On the display screen ahead, stars are flashing past. As you step from the turbo lift, Captain Kirk turns to face you. "Welcome aboard, Ensign," the captain says. "We've been receiving some strange transmissions from an uncharted planet in this sector. Your job will be to help Lieutenant Uhura translate and listen to them, and list them." You take the seat next to Lieutenant Uhura. She smiles and points to a huge pile of tape cassettes on one side of the console and a pair of headphones on the other. "There's a lot of work to do," she says. "Where do you want to start?" So tape cassettes, huh? If you wish to use the translating computer on the recordings already made, go to page 50. If you prefer listening to the transmissions through the headphones, go to page 43. Yeah, if I tried to disobey Spock, she'd just grab the book out of my hands. That's true. That's really what would happen. So do we want to use the translating computer to translate recordings already made, or listen to the transmissions listen to the new transmissions through the headphones? Secret ends. Listen? Yeah, we could listen. Or translate. So one vote for listen, one vote for translate. Listen. It's 2 votes for listen. Yeah, I guess we'll listen through the headphones. That's page 43. Right. You listen to the messages, but all they seem to be is squeaks, beeps, and whistles. Then, after hours of listening to the noise, you clearly hear a voice say, You who can hear this message, please respond. We are the Takoi. We need your help, whoever you are. We are the Takoi, and we are dying." You throw a switch so that everyone on the bridge can hear the voice, but nothing can be heard on the speaker but squeaks and whistles. Captain Kirk says, "What's the matter, Ensign?" The captain listens to your explanation. He says, "What do you think, Mr. Spock?" Spock says, "Many races are capable of sending their thoughts through space, Captain. Perhaps the radio signals were only to make us listen." Kirk nods and turns to the helmsman. "Mr. Sulu, set course for the Takoi planet. Warp factor 6. "Aye, Captain," Sulu says, and the stars on the display turn to rainbows as the ship enters warp drive. Well, it is Sulu, so that's anytime he's the helmsman, then they turn into rainbows. Turn to page 57. Aye, Captain. Oh my. Okay. Oh, you only see the top third of the book? I'm sorry. If I'd known that earlier, I would have adjusted it. All right. And raging fans everywhere. Some people have called your style tacoid. We are the tacoid. We are very tacky. Soon the Enterprise is in orbit above the planet that has been sending the mysterious signals. On the viewing screens, you can see huge storms sweeping over the planet's surface, and great empty cities crumbling away to dust. "There is only one life reading, Captain," Mr. Spock says from the sciences computer. "Sensors show a group of life forms below the ruined city on the screen at a depth of 1,800 meters. "Inside the planet?" says Captain Kirk. "Yes, Captain." "Can we beam down there?" Spock says, "Sensors and transporters will work poorly, but I will do what I can." The captain stands up. "Get us as close as you can, Spock. Tell Dr. McCoy to meet me in the transporter room." Kirk looks at you. "You're our expert on communicating with the Takoi, Ensign. Get your gear and come with me. Get your space bag. Come with me. Get in, loser. We're going to meet the Takoi." You, Captain Kirk, and Dr. McCoy beam down from the ship into a tunnel somewhere under the surface of the Takoi planet. The walls are of stone, carved with strange symbols and very worn with age. Ahead of you lie 2 corridors. Captain Kirk says, "Can you get any life readings, Bones?" The doctor points his tricorder down each tunnel. I can't get a strong signal through all this rock, Jim. Kirk says, What do you think, Ensign? If you want to take the left-hand tunnel, go to page 73. If you favor the right-handed path, turn to page 51. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a tunnel digger. I'm a doctor, Jim, not an archaeologist. Yeah, like I wish we could have hung out with Bones more. Like how come there's no option to like go to the medical area? Like we could go to engineering, we could go to the bridge, we could go to the sciences, but we couldn't like. Probably because then we'd be a nurse, and that's not masculine at all. You can't be a nurse. A poop hand. Bones doesn't want company. He's already got Nurse Chapel, so that's all he needs. So we take the left hand. Take the poop hand. The left. Take the left hand. Take the more sinister option. Okay, I guess we'll take the left. I'll pass it to the left. Alright, page 73. You follow the corridor through many twists and turns. Suddenly, you hear a rumbling noise above you. You see a stone wall about to drop from the ceiling between you and the two officers. If you want to try to roll underneath the wall before it closes, go to page 64. If you don't think you can make it, turn to page 44. So, do you want to try to roll beneath the wall before it closes? Or just be like, yeah, no, we can't make that. You can't roll. Can't roll fast enough. Can't do it. Yeah, we're not Indiana Jones. Or not Indians Jones. Total Kirk move, yeah, but Kirk can do it. I don't know if we'd be able to do it. We could roll. We try it. Maybe Kirk will maybe we'll make it and Kirk will be like really impressed. You will not make that? Autocorrect, yeah, I figured. Anyone else think we should do a roll or do a or stay put? Don't want to get smushed. Okay, I guess we'll be like we can't make it. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. The panel closes off the corridor. You are alone. Hearing a growling noise behind you, you turn around. In front of you is a creature so large it fills the whole tunnel. The monster has huge, fiery orange eyes and a mouth with fangs as long as your arm. It drools a liquid that burns the rock floor. You think it looks hungry. Oh, and there's the creature that we saw on the front cover. It looks like the same creature. It's hungry. If you want to fire at the creature with your phaser, go to page 67. If you stand still and wait to see what the creature does, turn to page 72. Yay, we found the creature. I think. Yay. So, do we want to fire at the creature? Or we can just like stand still. No, don't fire. On phaser. So one vote for the phaser, one vote to fire at them. Sorry, one vote to fire at them, and one vote not to fire at them. There's one vote to fire at them, and one vote to use the phaser instead. That's the same thing. Alright, kind of a split vote at the moment. I think... Let's see. That's a really cute monster. But yeah, it's a really cute monster, but should we fire at the really cute monster? It's a horrible choice. No, give him a pet. Alright, I guess we won't fire at them. We'll stand still. Maybe they respond to movement. Maybe it's like Jurassic Park. Spoilers. The monster does not come any closer to you. After a few moments, it closes its eyes. Then it becomes hard to see clearly, and it disappears like fog. In its place there are 3 beings in blue robes. Their hair is pure white. Their eyes are a golden color. "We are the Takoi," one of them says. "Please forgive us if our illusion frightened you. We had to know if you were hostile. We are glad to know that you are not." "What about my friends?" you ask. "They are safe," the Takoi says. "Please follow us." If you want to go peacefully with the Takoi, go to page 74. If you do not trust the aliens and their illusions and want to try to escape, turn to page 65. Yeah, it wasn't real. It was just an illusion. So do we want to go peacefully with the Takoi? Or we don't trust these aliens and their illusions? They're just trying to put us in a cage, probably. Then they wouldn't be our friends. Well, if we had been hostile, then I guess they wouldn't have been our friends. Go peacefully. Trust them. Don't believe them. Don't trust them. Okay. I guess, yeah, we'll go peacefully with them. You follow the 3 Takoi to a large underground chamber, lit by panels of glowing metal. There are almost 100 Takoi in the room. At the center, Captain Kirk and Dr. McCoy are facing a Takoi who sits in a chair of polished stone. She is wearing a large metal collar set with jewels. She is very beautiful. You see that the officer's phaser guns and communicators and Dr. McCoy's tricorder are on the table. One of the Takoi who brought you to the room asks you to put your equipment with the others. If you do so, go to page 46. If you think this is some kind of a trick, go to page 69. So here's the woman sitting on the throne, and then she's surrounded by a bunch of dudes. So that's happening. They're all dressed like they're from ancient Greece. I don't know why. I'm glad that we know she's very beautiful. Yeah, that's really important. She is very beautiful. It's weird how like the draping is on her dress, like down here though. I'm not sure what's some weird things happening there. We know what Kirk would choose. You know, probably like take his phaser and start shooting everybody. So, do we want to put our phaser on the table? She's sitting on... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's sitting on it. Oh, I'm not rubbing illustrations again. Where? So maybe this part here. Oh, no, stop. Okay. Don't do it. I hope he does too. I hope he chooses that. Well, that's Kirk's Choose Your Own Adventure. That's a different adventure. So should we put our phaser on the table? I wish Kirk would or McCoy or something would kind of give us some kind of indication as to what to do. We see the illusion monster. I have to rub it. Oh, we already saw the illusion monster though. Maybe they'll come back. Do what they say? Okay. We'll do what they say. I mean, I feel like they could just create all sorts of illusions if we didn't do what they said. Alright. The beautiful Takoi says, "We are an old race, and our knowledge is very great, but we cannot save ourselves from the disease that is killing us now. Can you help us?" Dr. McCoy says sadly, "There is nothing I can do. Our computers have no information on your bodies. Perhaps if you had some kind of medical library, I could do more." The Takoi touches her collar. "Whoever wears this may study all of our knowledge. But there is much that we have not used for so long we have forgotten what it means." Then the Takoi looks at you. "You are the one who heard our call," she says, and takes off the collar. "Will you wear this?" McCoy says to you, Our brain patterns are certainly different. I don't know how it might affect you. Captain Kirk says, I can't order you to risk your life. If you agree to put on the collar anyways, turn to page 81. If you decide not to wear the collar, go to page 70. So wear the collar. We are a hot race, but our hotness will be lost forever because of this horrible disease. Won't you help us, Captain? Okay. Wear it. Do it. Wearing the collar seems like a bad idea. It might be the only way to save them, though. Don't wear the collar. Seems like a split vote. Should we wear the collar or not? But they're all so hot. If we don't save them, their beauty will be lost forever. That's true. I'm on the fence. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about this. In for a penny, in for a possible death collar. Alright, I guess we'll not wear the collar. Maybe someone else will decide to wear the collar. It's like getting hooked up to the spore drive, you know? The Takoi nods as she takes back the collar. You are right, she says. We must not risk another being's life, even to save our own. Is there anything we can do? Perhaps not all our knowledge need be lost, the Takoi says. You can hear our thoughts clearly. Will you listen? You agree at once. Dr. McCoy sets his tricorder to record. The Takoi touches your hand, and at once your mind is filled with stories from the alien's history, which you repeat into the tricorder. Many hours later, the Takoi is too weak to go on. The stories have been wonderful, and you are sorry to see that they must end. But they won't end, Captain Kirk says. We'll make sure that they are never forgotten. The Takoi smiles, as do all the others. To be remembered, they tell you, mind to mind. That is the important thing. You beam up with the officers as the Takoi wave farewell. You know that you will not forget. The end. Yeah, I can't believe we're sentencing all those hot people to die. It's so sad. Well, I mean, the only person we know for sure is hot is the woman, because they keep telling us how beautiful she is. But the other ones, I'm not sure. Maybe they're nasty. So okay, now wear the collar. Let's see what happens. We agree to put on the collar anyways. Turn to page 81. Gotta save their hotness. As you put on the Takoi collar, its jewels begin to glow. You hear a sound like thousands of voices singing together as the knowledge of the ancient race pours into your brain. In seconds, you know just what Dr. McCoy must do to save the Takoi. As you tell the doctor, your voice becomes very soft. You look at your hands. You can see right through them. You are fading away. Captain Kirk asks, "What's happening?" The Takoi leader shakes her head, horrified. We had not expected this to happen. Your mind is being absorbed into the collar with all the Takoi of the past. Your mind will live forever now. But my body, you say. That will be gone, says the Takoi. But we will always remember what you did to save us. You hear nothing more then, but the singing voices, and now you are one of them. So now we're the illusion. Yes, true. And so, yep, we're illusions now. And it was a death collar. All right. That was pretty cool. Actually, I remember that being one of the options now. When I read this back in 1984 or 85, whenever it was. I even remember the bookstore that I got this at. It was a bookstore in Waltham, Massachusetts, and it was right next to where there was an Ames department store at the time, which Ames department stores have been gone since 2002. I don't know what's there now, but yeah, there was a little bookstore there. I used to go there every once in a while when I'd go to Waltham. Anyways, so now we have Eternal Life, so that's not so bad. We now and always will be their friend. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there were some weird typos in this. Interesting. Alright, I guess I'll stop here. I've been reading for a while. There was a part 1 and a part 2. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties that I had. Definitely by next time I should have a new USB cord, or I will make sure the phone's is actually charging on properly. Yeah, Ames. Yeah, you remember Ames, Rachel? Yeah, I actually worked at. I worked at Ames for a few years. Actually went. This has nothing to do with this book, but I actually went to the for like one or 2 days. I went to the Waltham Ames to like help them out, and I spent like hours in this like room with like a really low ceiling, where I was like organizing all like the hooks and everything that they used for for merchandise, like the hooks that the merchandise would go on. I spent like hours organizing the hooks in this like small room that was like with like really bad ventilation. It was like really hot. I think it was during the summer, and the ceiling was super low, so I was like crouched over like for hours, and my back was killing me by the end of the day. So yeah, it wasn't a great job, but we all have to put up with like terrible jobs, Thankful. Oh yeah, Purity Supreme. I actually worked at Purity Supreme like really briefly too. There was a Purity Supreme in Acton, on the town I grew up in, on Powder Mill Road. Yeah, Purity Supreme, the white supremacy grocery store. It wasn't a white supremacy grocery store. No, I don't. But yeah, that was a crazy name to have. So it's still a supermarket, but I'm on Powder Mill Road, but I don't know the name of it now. Yeah, I worked there at that supermarket, and there was also a bookstore. That was a cool place because there was a bookstore there at the time. So I'd leave the supermarket, and then I'd like hang out at the bookstore for a bit, and then I'd ride my bike home. Those were the days. Oh yeah, those hooks got all tangled. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, like I spent like hours just like untangling hooks and like sorting them by size, like crouched over the whole time, and like I was in the room like all by myself, and this was like, obviously before like, music and stuff on our phones and stuff, so it was just like working in like total silence for hours, just untangling hooks. God. And they were like, hey, do you want to go back to Waltham again? Like after that I was like, nah, I'm good. I think I was like keep working in the Acton Ames. It's fine. Oh, it's a Stop and Shop now. The one in oh, that's right, it is a Stop and Shop now. Yeah, it used to be a Purity Supreme. Yeah, I didn't last very long at that job. I hated it. I was like, I was like, oh no, I was actually a cashier. Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was definitely like a massive pay drop from the job I had before that, because I got a job working for like a printing press place, which is still there in Bedford, Massachusetts. The printing press place is there. It's right near where the Minuteman Trail starts, like the Minuteman rail trail. So, but it's still there, and did that for the summer, and made like more money than I ever made in my life at that up to that point. Yeah, cleaning tools, I can imagine. I would I would like crouch down in like terribly ventilated spaces. I just remember it was like a terrible experience. Anyways, luckily I'm not doing that sort of job anymore. So, I mean, you always have to. Well, they say you have to like pay your dues. So I don't really believe in that you have to pay your dues, but at least I know I've definitely paid my dues. So. All right. Well, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Next week I'll go back to reading a Choose Your Own Adventure, probably, and we do have plenty of other like Dungeons and Dragons type books and Wizards, Warriors, and You, and all sorts of stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading lots more books way into the future with you guys. So yeah, so I think I'll stop here before I just like start talking about all the jobs that I've worked at in Acton and in Massachusetts. So that's a different stream. So yeah, you're welcome, Rachel. All right, I guess I'll take off, and I will see you guys next Tuesday, I hope. Take care.